Hey, what's up guys? Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. We're going to talk about different types of backpacking water storage today. And specifically, the reason I am talking about this is I don't think it's something that a lot of people pay attention to until you really start to focus on what type of backpacker you want to be, meaning that you are probably looking for lightweight or ultralight type options to save you weight. So let's go ahead and talk about my experience when I first started backpacking and what my thought process was and how it's evolved. When I first started backpacking, a Nalgene bottle was the way to go for me. It was basically kind of the only option that I was willing to use as a container to hold water. And I was not thinking about how heavy it was or any weight considerations. And on top of that, I purchased the MSR dromedary bag, which this is a 2-liter bag, and this was my water system, and it's still a system that I use. But as I have evolved in my backpacking, I have gone away from the Nalgene bottle and I have moved directly to a smart water bottle, which this has the benefit of being very, very useful with my Sawyer water filter. So having a really lightweight, disposable type bottle has made my personal system be a little more functional for me, but that doesn't mean that a Nalgene bottle isn't a viable option for you to use when you're out in the backcountry. If you have a MSR MiniWorks or a type of filter that uses the Nalgene threads, that can be a really efficient way for you to be able to get water quickly for the water filtration system that you have. So it's totally up to you what you decide to do, but if you want to save some weight, ditch the Nalgene bottle and go with the disposable type system. Now, a bottle is going to be specifically related to on the trail type of hydration. When it comes to being in camp, you're going to be looking at bladder and bag type situations for your water storage. You definitely can use bottles if you are looking, again, to save weight. And I typically like to take 2 of these 33-ounce smart water bottles. And the benefit of this is they're easy to fill up, and with 1 bag from the Sawyer system, I can get water fairly quickly and with very little effort. So a really lightweight system like the Sawyer bag is a great way to store your water and get water quickly if this is your type of water filtration. Using a dromedary bag from MSR is another great option because I can fill this with dirty water and then I can filter from this if I want, and I can pour straight into my cook pot, which having a large supply of water in camp is a really beneficial thing if I have all of my drinking water in here and I'm going to be using water from a bag or a bladder like this for cooking dirty water, or should say purifying dirty water by boiling it first before I cook with it. There are a lot of different options for you to choose from when it comes to water storage. If you are going to be doing a lot of through hiking, then a single bag like this and a smart water bottle may be the way to go because it's lightweight, it's fast, and it's easy to use, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. But if I am going into a scenario where I'm going to be setting up a base camp and I need a lot of water available over a longer period of time because I'm either cooking for a group or I just basically don't need to filter as much water because I can use it for cooking and other types of cleanup things, then going with a larger dromedary bag, which these come up, I believe, up to 6-liter bags. You can get really big ones. Fill that full of dirty water, you can purify from it, you can cook with that water, you can clean up, and it's a good way to store your water in camp. Now, I haven't really talked about this because I am not personally a huge fan of water bladders. Unless I am doing day hikes, I will not take a water bladder with me, whether it's this platypus water bladder or a Camelback or an Osprey. Any type of hydration system with a hose that comes out of the backpack is not something that I typically am going to use. But it is a good type of system if that's what you like to do, and you have an inline style filter that you want to be able to attach to this if you're going to do some modifications. It's a good way to go, but it's not personally my choice unless I am day hiking and I don't want to have to be taking my backpack on and off just to get water into my system. On the trail, bottles are a good way to go. In camp, using bladders and bags are a good way to go for water storage, especially to store dirty water for purification later or for cooking. So my opinion is ditch the Nalgene bottle and go with disposable options. Let's talk about disposable options for a minute here, because when it comes to cold weather, if you are using a disposable bottle and you are somebody that likes to boil water and stick the bottle in your sleeping bag of the boiled water to keep you warm at night, then you gotta be really careful and test your bottles prior to going out into the backcountry and see if they can handle boiling water inside of them. This is a vitamin water bottle, and I have put boiling water in this and it did not melt. You can also use Gatorade bottles, which are lightweight, and put boiling water in those. I have not tested to see if a smart water bottle can handle boiling water, but I'm honestly not somebody that uses that type of application of keeping myself warm by boiling water and putting it in my sleeping bag. Obviously, a Nalgene bottle can handle boiling water, but this is going to be your heaviest option when it comes to bottles. In fact, the dromedary bag and the Nalgene bottle are very similar in weight, so something to just keep in mind and consider when it comes to choosing what you take with you. The other benefit of a smart water bottle and why you should consider this is, man, these things just fit in the side stretchy pockets of a backpack so much better than a Nalgene bottle does. Yes, it's taller, but I feel like it's easier to manage. It may fall over a little bit easier and you might spill water, but not a big deal. This is the way to go for me, and I am glad that I finally made the decision to ditch the Nalgene bottle and go with the disposable type option. So there you go, guys. That is just a really brief, basic rundown of water storage options for backpacking. Obviously, you're gonna do whatever you wanna do, and that's what I would recommend you do. Use what works for your personal system. I don't want to say that you absolutely have to ditch a Nalgene. If your water filter works best with the Nalgene, stick with that. If you have a Sawyer system, then definitely going with a smart water bottle is a good way to go. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hope you have an awesome day.